This is gonna be our intro?
Maybe.
Our interview?
Okay.
Okay, so is this saying anything to say?
I'm Megan Doyle.
I'm Randazzo.
We moved because, well, we had 3 children at the time in a rental apartment. And we figured, well, your grandmother was pregnant at the time with our 4th child. So we said we might as well move and get some equity and get a house so we could bring the kids up in the country.
We lived in a Fort Worth house, I would say, good 20 years. 20 years. It was so special because it was a tight-knit community. We lived on a block where everyone had children. Everyone had 4 kids here, 5 kids there. We had 5. It was just like, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful community.
Grew up in a great neighborhood called Worley Heights over in South Blooming Grove. It was a great neighborhood with lots of kids.
There were so many families that were similar. They moved their families up because they wanted to have a better life for their children. In the area that I grew up in, which was Worley Heights in Blooming Grove, there were a lot of children. We had a lot of things to do.
The Doyle family, they've been close friends of ours for a long time. Kevin Doyle, who happens to be Megan's uncle, was in the same grade as me. We went to Round Hill Elementary School together. You know, there's so many fun times we had, but I used to love when he would put on a concert for a few of us as Mick Jagger. He was a big Rolling Stones fan and a big Mick Jagger fan, and he would put on concerts and he knew all the words to all the songs and he would do all Mick Jagger.
Well, the Burke family lived up in Worley Heights where we lived. I knew Anne-Marie because when she was a senior in high school and I was a junior, our lockers were right next to each other.
Megan and Ryan, they've been friends the same since Little Britain. You know, they truly, truly love each other.
I'd say me and Ryan first became friends in 1st grade, Miss Fowler's class. I can tell you the exact story. The desks were kind of lined up in like a U shape. So Ryan was about 4 desks down from me, and I was sitting there one day and he like spread out on the desk and he goes, "Look, I'm Kesha." And I knew from that moment on that we were going to be best friends.
It was kind of just like me and Ryan for a while, and then like Megan came into the mix because Ryan would come over and Megan and Ryan were in class together, and then we play outside together and everything, so just like really close.
We grew up together, we became sort of like confidants and stuff. We became one, like it's like we were 2 separate beings, and then over the course of the last 11 years, we become something like a one-person type of thing. It's like a package deal. I think the thing that makes our friendship so strong is the fact that we have a lot of history together, and I mean, you know that our parents grew up together, our families have been friends for years. So it was just like this natural bond that we formed. It was sort of like written in the stars type of thing, like it was meant to be.
Me, Megan, Ryan, and Brendan, who's Megan's cousin, another Doyle, are all like best friends. So it just kind of just like was passed down through like the generations. Like we were kind of like born friends, you know.
So most recently, both of our grandparents died. Her grandmother passed away about 3 years ago in July, and my grandfather passed away last May. So I think we just have been able to like kind of like share our grief with each other.
Obviously, like when our grandparents passed away, that was extremely hard, and you had to be there for each other, and that's what friends do. But I would also say like being a friend is more than being there in like the super hard, obvious times. It's about being there when like you're not really sure what's wrong with someone or why they're just having a bad day or they're down in the dumps. Like being there and being their friend and someone to support them, like no matter what, if you don't even know what's wrong with them. I think what tops everything else is dancing. Like all we do is dance.
I think a big part of our friendship is the fact that we can make each other laugh all the time. We laugh in every single situation. Sometimes when it's not even appropriate to laugh, we laugh.
My wife Colleen and I rented a house down at the beach, and we took Meg and some of her friends as well as Ryan down to the beach. And Ryan, we were trying to find a restaurant one night, and it was raining. And back then you couldn't get indoors, so you had to eat outdoors. And Ryan was screaming out the window at every restaurant we drove past, "Do you have any room for us? Do you have any room for us?" And then finally we got into the restaurant, and we had a good meal, and it was all good. I think tradition is very important, and I think that families that live in this area and have set up roots in this area, and you know, I'm talking about my parents, I'm talking about Mr. and Mrs. Burke. 50, 60 years ago, they set roots in this area, and it's solid.
Well, obviously a lot's changing soon, in less than 3 months. We're not really sure where our future is going to hold. I mean, no one really knows until you live it. But I don't think it will change much, honestly. I think that our friendship and our bond is so strong. It's been so strong throughout the past 12, 13 years that really nothing can change.
Over the years, people have always been like, "Oh, like you guys are so cute together. Like, are you dating?" And we're like, "No, like you just don't understand like our friendship. Like, we just have such a strong bond, and it's completely platonic." Like, but yeah, Megan is my best friend forever.